Hey everybody, welcome back to Little Cabin on the Hill. It's been a really long time, probably a couple months since we filmed anything. Um, just been busy, not really having many big projects to do. But anyways, today I'm going to start back working on one of the things that I had showed, a drainage problem we had from a previous video. So I'm going to show you what I'm up to and maybe keep you up to date on the progress as I make it. So here we go. All right, so you might remember this was up and around the bend from a road improvement project I was already working on. This was, I'll spin around here. This was one of the roads that I had done a lot of box plating on to improve the drainage, and it seems to be holding up pretty well. I still need, I think, down that way a little bit further. I need to dig a ditch a little bit better on that side to keep the water out from the middle of the road, but otherwise it's holding up real well. It's packed in real good. So I'm happy with that. And I had mentioned before that there really was a big problem here around the bend, and on the previous video I showed I just let the water naturally come out this way the way it's been coming, and I had built up a bit of a berm on the side, like a water bar, I guess, to keep water from continuing down the hill, keep keep most of the water off that bottom part. But this was a section that got into really deep ditch. It's been carved in by the water, and ditch is great, but it's not that great when you can see like the road over here. You may not be able to tell, but it's getting fairly narrow on this side. So I want to try to keep the water over this way. So I started this already. I didn't get a very good before shot, but hey, I was listening to the Guardians wildcard game. I'm a big Guardians fan, and I was listening to it when I got started, so I didn't want to stop listening to the game. So anyways, I got to a point where I thought I'd go ahead and show you what's going on. So the main thing, so as you see again, the ditch is kind of up here, and it kept going along here instead of over against the bank over there. So I thought I was going to use my backhoe first and kind of dig away from the wall and just fill in the ditch this way. But the more I started thinking about it, it just seemed to make more sense just to go ahead and take the material that I could reach before it got to be the big deep crevice and just box blade everything in and pack it in as much as I could. And so I'm not sure you can see real well, but you can already see it's doing a pretty good job. I'm doing a pretty good job of getting it to just angle off, slope to the right. And so my goal is to keep everything going that way. I'm going to keep filling in this, and then I'm going to, you may have seen it already actually. I went ahead and spin around, I bought some culvert pipe. My initial thinking was I was just going to get one section, and I was going to deal with this, where it runs off over the side. And I am still going to put one there, but talking to my wife, she had a great idea and makes a whole lot of sense. There's a why wait, until we get all the way down here where it's a big problem, and go ahead and find a spot part way up here where I can put in another culvert. So just kind of take some more of the water off up a little higher, and then hopefully that will help keep the water from going down further down the hill and making more of a mess. So I've got, you may not be able to see it, but right up over there I've got another couple sections of pipe. They're 20-foot lengths, but I had to have them cut in half because I don't have a trailer yet right now for my truck. So anyhow, two 10-foot lengths that I'll pop together. And I'm just going to keep continuing. Sorry, kind of lost view of the camera there. So I'm just going to keep continuing on with the box blade and fill in as much of this gap as I can. It's getting a little bit weird or difficult, I should say, with the box blade because I'm running out. This starts to get a little bit wide here where I have to straddle it, and I can drag some of it in there, but I'm afraid that I'm going to start getting to where my front tire is going to dip in there, and I'm going to be prone to tip over. So we're going to keep feeling this out a little bit slowly, filling it in, and then eventually I'll put the box blade, or not the box blade, I'll put the backhoe on and come in here, and again, wherever I put the culvert at up here, I'll dig a little bit of a sort of a catch basin, and then we'll angle it off the side of the road. And then same thing down here. When we get to the curve, a little bit of a catch basin, and then back off the hill on that side. So that's what I'm up to. Again, I'll just walk up here. Hopefully you can hear me okay. It's a little bit windy today, but it looks pretty good right now in terms of the slope. The problem I have up here is this is really super rocky soil and clay. With clay is good because it's going to hold up a little better for the runoff, but there's just not much here. It's like rock hard over here, so it's a little bit difficult to tear up the ground up this way to fill things in. But I'm just keep on going back and forth, and probably today it's about 3:30 or so. I figure I'm just going to continue with the box blade today, and then tomorrow maybe get the backhoe out and figure out where I'm going to dig the trenches for the culverts and get that put in. So I'll continue to show you the progress, and hopefully you'll tune in later to see that. Maybe on the same video. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but I should ask. I hate doing this like I've seen other people do also, but we're starting this channel and not a whole lot of content right now, but if you would subscribe if you haven't already, that'd be great. Like the videos so I can see what kind of stuff you like, what you don't like. Like I said, I know we haven't put up a whole lot of content recently, but hopefully, and winter's coming, so I guess we'll kind of see how that goes. But anyways, hope you're enjoying what I'm posting at least, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye. All right, good morning. This is next day. Let me show you what I've got going on and try to figure out what the next steps are going to be. So I showed part of this yesterday. I've got all this straight spot right through here. Hopefully you can see okay through the shadows, but I've got everything sloping really well to the inside. I'm not sure, except for wherever I put the culvert on this end, I'm not sure if I'm going to make more of a ditch or just let it be just kind of slope to that inside and carve out a little more of a ditch where the culvert goes. But anyways, I feel comfortable the water at least is going to the inside of this curve, and I got it worked this morning all the way down to this curve here, which is where the main problem really was. Not sure, hopefully again with the shadows you'll be able to see, but I decided to try to take out most of that, the ditch, the washout that had been there, just so I could get everything to flat first before I started working, just so I could see what I'm dealing with really. So I'm up here to the curve where as I said, the main one that I had started out trying to address, main problem was. I think the more I look at it, let's spin back around here. The more I look at this, I don't have a lot of material. Well, I shouldn't say material. I don't have a little low, like right here, right next to where the road is. And I do want to I'm going to make this a little more of a ditch coming around the curve here. So maybe when I take that out, I can fill that in. So it'll raise it back up. But I'm kind of debating whether I want to, because this is right here on this bend, and I'm thinking about future construction purposes and big vehicles coming up. It's fairly wide at the moment, like all the way to the over here to the ditch, but once I put the ditch in and the culvert, it's going to be still relatively narrow. So I'm thinking I might want to actually come in here at the backhoe and try to maybe carve out a little more of this bank just to get a little more room on the side in that curve. So that's kind of I'm just thinking through this right now, thinking out loud here during the video. So I'm going to strategize a little more about this before I get the backhoe hooked up. I still have my box blade on there. I've just been doing a lot of this morning, some of this area stuff with the front end loader. So I'm going to think about it a little bit longer, which is I'm known to do quite a bit. My wife tends to get on me because I think too much, but I want to make it work out right. So I'm going to think about this a little bit, and then we'll show you what I decided to do, what kind of approach I'm going to take. So we'll be back to you later. So I have a little bit of a predicament. I came to attach the backhoe to the tractor, and it looks like a bear messed with it a little bit. And for those of you who've got the 270B backhoe on your John Deere tractor, you know that if it's not in the right position, it's a little hard to attach. So I'll show you what happened. Okay, so when I left it, it was all sitting nice and square and flat on the ground. And you can see now everything's up at a cockeyed angle. And at first I thought it just settled naturally in this dirt. But what I soon discovered was, because I've had experience already on my regular tractor seat, looks like I've got a nice bite in that seat, and appears to be some dirt on it from whoever was up here messing with it. And when I had, actually I took them off now, but when I left, I put 2 of my gloves on top of each of the control levers, and when I got back here, only one was on there. So what I think happened, what I'm guessing happened, is when the bear was messing around and grabbed one of the gloves, it probably moved the control and let some of the pressure out of the hydraulics, and everything just kind of settled. So I thought, well, what I've seen people do before is hook the hydraulic line up to the tractor and go ahead and get it readjusted. But the problem I just ran into was it's at such a severe angle down here. You can see I can't back up much further without running into the frame over here in the drawbar area. And the hydraulic lines at this point from the backhoe are too short to make it over to the tractor. So yeah, I'm kind of stuck for a minute, so I'm waiting for my wife to come up. You can see I tried on my own to try to rock the back of it up enough to slide some 2x4s under there and maybe get it to where I could get to the angle where it'd be okay, and I could back up a little further. But yeah, that didn't work so much. So got part way up there, but I couldn't get another one underneath there. So anyways, waiting for help to arrive, and hopefully we'll get the thing attached here shortly. Stay tuned. All right, so I didn't video any of this because using the backhoe, you watching me would have been painful to watch. First time really using it, so it was a little bit of a challenge. If you've never used one before, it's kind of like, you know, each control does 2 or 3 or 4 things. So doing them at the same time is a little bit of a challenge, at least at first. So anyways, so I decided just to go ahead and work on this culvert down here in the bottom section, or the one that was my original plan. I'll show you in a minute. So this is kind of the unfinished earth over top of it. I haven't really tried to smooth it or anything. I just kind of filled it in and driven over it a couple times. So I'll show you over here. I have a pit here. So this is the part that's coming down off of this straight stretch of hill around the bank. I haven't done anything up here yet other than sloping it into the inside. And then I dug a pit over here. I'm not done filling. I'm going to put some more rocks down in here. There's the end of the culvert over here. So a bit of a sediment catch. First, I'll put some more rocks in there. These are just what I could find real close by. So I'll find some more to kind of fill that in and fill in the back wall there so it doesn't erode as much. But as I said, it's going to go, or it does go now, straight across where I had planned on it to go. And I'll show the other end. Ouch, pricker in the leg. So, get down the hill. There you go. That's my first attempt at straightening it up again. I'll put some more rocks up there. I'll put something on top of it, help protect it a little bit. But So I'm going to have to go up here and right up, trying to get my finger in the right spot, right up above the sediment trap. I don't have it sloped very well right now. There's kind of a dip there where I had dug some, where I didn't have enough material to fill in the old ditch. So I need to go ahead and do some work over here next to make sure the water coming down around there is going to go into the sediment trap, otherwise, into the culvert. So otherwise, some of it might sneak around. So anyways, that's pretty much where we're at. I'm not sure when it's going to rain here next time, or when we will be here in particular, when it does rain, so I can look at it and see how things are going. But anyways, that's the first big project for the backhoe, and maybe in the future I'll be brave enough to show me operating it. But anyhow, for now, that's pretty much the end of this project. I'll keep you updated a little bit as I do a little more around the bend and kind of clean up the ditch, as I said, going into the culvert on that side. So that's it for now. I hope you liked the video. Hope you subscribe if you've enjoyed this, and we'll talk to you later.